Space War 2000. Newcomers to the platform may not be familiar with this one, and for good reason. It was never officially released, because it was never finished. According to Scott Legrand of 4Play, creators of the much-lauded Battlesphere, Atari decided to hold a focus group in which both Space War 2000 and a demo of Battlesphere would face off. As Legrand so audaciously put it, guess who won and who got cancelled? Admittedly, he's not wrong there. Space War 2000 was shelved, and Battlesphere would go on to see completion and eventual release. Granted, it was 5 years after Atari gave their beloved monster the hard goodbye, still, it was released. Although it's been called into question whether Battlesphere was the reason for the cancellation of Space War 2000, since Matthew Gosling of Caspian Software claims their game, 05, was responsible for its cancellation, not Battlesphere. Since neither claim has been confirmed nor denied, this is yet another example of the shit show that surrounds Atari's legacy, loaded with
lies, distrust, mixed messages. This is turning into a real marriage.
Alright, we'll just forget about the why and take it as is, okay? This isn't so much a review as it is an examination of an unfinished game. You start it up and here we are, the title screen. I am guessing someone really likes Meltovision. Hitting the fire button brings up the menu. It's what you'd expect in regards to features, except many of them don't work. The weapon shop is empty, the droid and arena options resulted in a crash, game options let you select how many players, as well as standard and tournament. After having played both, I can't tell any difference between them. So we start the game and... what the fuck? Yeah, out pops these cupped hands, a woman's hands, judging from the nails, and there's a ship, just taking its sweet-ass time taking off. Mind you, I can skip this, but I couldn't help but stare in complete awe. I mean, seriously, would you have expected anything like this from a game called Space War 2000? I anticipated a pre-rendered still with ships battling each other like Defender 2000, or Hover Strike, or Battlesphere, or even Protector. Wow, lots of games do that, don't they? Instead, the mother of creation releases us from her care only to face our fear of the unknown. I may be reading too much into it, but cut me a break. I like David Lynch. So here we are. This is the game. Fairly standard space shooter with texture-mapped polygonal graphics where you blast enemy craft with lasers, photon torpedoes, and I'm guessing mines. Don't know. You have several different views. There's the obligatory cockpit and third-person options, as well as aft, port, and starboard. Nice, though impractical. You adjust your speed with 1 and 3. It's like Cybermorph, where you set the speed and leave it alone. No need to keep your foot on the gas, so to speak. Now, the Asterisk unleashed a clone of some kind. I wonder if it was meant to be the droid, but I only ever got it to work that one time during a game. It doesn't replenish itself when starting a new level. The pound sign, shut the fuck up, cloaks your ship. Of course, just as in Star Trek, you can't fire when cloaked. If one motherfucker points out the undiscovered country, I'll punch him in their shit, swear to God. Okay, so use the radar to track down the opposition and blow them up. Really, that's super easy. This game isn't all that hard. I imagine the difficulty would have been adjusted prior to completion, but considering Atari's track record then, who knows. It looks decent for the time. Nice textures and a decent frame rate. Not quite as good as Iron Soldier, though not terrible. I dare say it's better than Hover Strike, but it doesn't have as many objects dragging it down either. Really, it's a few ships and a blanket of stars. Even with the infrequent appearance of asteroids, there's not much to weigh it down. In Hover Strike, we have wide open spaces, structures, ships, projectiles, and tons of explosions. You know, I get why that game would chug compared to this. Space War 2000 does provide a decent sense of speed, which is nice, as are the explosions. Very cool. Maneuvering felt off at first, though I adjusted to it. May have benefited from a Pro Controller option or even key assign. Using the shoulder buttons for main and secondary weapons would have been a plus for me. The music is odd. That's when I can actually hear it. It's okay, though it's possibly a placeholder for the final that was never recorded. Again, who knows? Once you beat a stage, you're presented with... Yeah, I'm not okay with this. I mean, it's just... What is it even supposed to be? Is this a deity whose bloodlust we must slake before ascending to a plane of existence far beyond our comprehension? Is it a long-lost album cover variant for Tool's debut EP, Opiate? It's just... wow. As is, Space War 2000 is playable, but not for long. After a few levels, you'll suddenly run out of energy with no way to replenish it whatsoever. That may be where the shop would have come in. It's a shame this game was cancelled, because I feel it had potential. If there were a narrative tying it all together, justifying the surrealism of that stuff, that and the score tally made mention of bounty. That may have simply meant loot, as in points, though it got me thinking, maybe they could have added a capture the flag element to the tournament. You know, have the player or players destroy rival hunters in order to recover a bounty and return it to the hands of fate here. Of course, before players can accomplish that, they would have to evade or destroy an attack wave before punching out of there. You can build on that, making it more challenging, like add a time limit to some levels and or have multiple artifacts to retrieve, along with a few environmental hazards, just to keep players on their toes. We'll never know what it would or could have been, but it's interesting to ponder. Now, if only we could get our hands on that Resident Evil demo. Just kidding, it's a joke, it's not real, leave me alone.